and welcome into the second half of our Giants of the Starforge one-shot. Everyone is back, these four mad dwarfs with all of their magic items of glory. And we pick up where we left them, on the edge of the crater for the Starforge. This circular ridge nestled into the mountainside, overlooking the massive crater where the stone structure of the glowing Starforge sits in a lake of apparently acid, with smaller giant outhouses lying around. And you are faced with a loose scree slope down to the bottom. What would you all like to do?
So where are we coming on then? Are we to the left or the right of the bridge? Bridge?
You are coming on from the bridge side because you've been following the path that led up, so that path will have then gone over the top and down.
Cool. So we're directly south.
Yeah.
Well then. Where are these buildings to the left and right of us then? We have a look.
I mean, we can. Depends on how much time you want to waste doing it.
There's no harm, I don't think.
I think he'll be fine.
I say.
We should at least investigate the ones that are directly next to us.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
How are you planning on getting down? There's about 150 foot from where you are to the lake's edge. Straight down. Not straight down. It's a steep slope of loose scree.
Right, everyone give me your 50 feet of hempen rope. I'll attach it to my grappling hook.
Here is my Adventurers Guild mandated 50 feet of hempen rope.
Thank you.
Yep.
I'm amazed you guys haven't used it in the previous 15 levels you've existed.
Hey, you always have to have another set of rope.
Yeah, you know what you can find by the Adventurers Guild.
Do you get audited for that shit?
Yeah.
Oof.
I'll tie it to a large boulder at the top here.
Okay.
And just like tumbles down the scree side.
Okay. Who's going first?
I will.
Make her an acrobatics check, please.
Guidance.
God, hearing Hugh say guidance has given me PTSD, and I was a player in that campaign.
15 total.
15. There's moments where you lose your fitting, but the guiding words of your cleric charge keeps you on the straight and narrow. As you manage to make your way to the bottom
the other
of the slope.
leg.
As I go down, when I get to the bottom, I will just hold on to the rope to stabilize it.
Yep, sure.
You're left, not
It's not a hard DC as it is with the rope there anyway. But who's going down next?
I'll go.
Acrobatics check, please.
Oh dear.
I'll go last.
That's a big old 6.
Big old 6. Despite the anchoring at either point, there's a moment where you put your foot down and your sandal that's been burnt by lava just breaks off. And your foot goes, and you instinctively throw up the wave signs as you try to surf down this scree slope, and you end up.
Wiped out, dude. I wiped
And
out.
you take. Do maths. 10. 20. 25 points of bludgeoning damage from landing at the bottom, and you're just like prone next to the guy with the great sword.
Hey.
I'm going to give you guidance, I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, I could have done that myself. Well, I don't think it would have helped much.
Idiot.
I don't think it would have helped much.
Next up.
Sorry, after you.
I'll go next. I rolled an 8 on my acrobatics.
Guidance.
I'll
Thank you.
allow it.
That's a 12. Oh my god.
Literally, you needed to roll a 4. You are genuinely gonna go at the same point. You're not looking where you're going, and you put your foot exactly on his sandal, and your foot suddenly goes again, and then just as you're going to put like the foot like your full weight on it, just from the you're like, oh, you move your foot around it and manage to inch your way down. Like a few bits coming down with you, but you're otherwise okay. That just leaves Thrain.
Yeah.
18. Perfectly fine, but you have left your rope there now. So
I can always make more.
yeah, it's fine. But you are now all at the bottom, and you are, for all intents and purposes, on the map now.
Woohoo!
Right at the bottom.
For the last 50 feet, could I untie the last 50 feet and then just like slides down, considering I'm chainmail and a gambeson and full plate on top of that.
I think that with that acrobatics roll as well, I think that's perfectly fine. Well, actually, make me a sleight of hand roll and just don't biff it for untying the rope.
Well, it's a 12.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, you are now all at the bottom. The broken bridge is ahead of you. You can just kind of make it out from here that it's just like crumbling pieces of like pier and arches are pretty much all that remains of the thing. It is a fully broken piece of stonework. But yeah,
It's big.
you are
How
where you
long is
are.
it?
I mean, you got the map.
Yeah,
The
like
bridge itself, 5 to
A couple of hundred feet at least.
Yeah.
By the look of it.
You got a few, and each of those squares is 10 feet as well. So it's a trek. So that lake is wide.
15, 16, 17, 18. Oh no, it's way last. Well, that was my idea.
This is what you get for being giant dwarfs in a giant place.
Chicken down a fucking peg. Right, let's search these fucking buildings then. Took us far too long to get down. Two for each building to the side of the structure, to the side of the bridge.
Yeah. So who's going to the eastern structure? Who's going to the western one that's a full-on ruin?
I'll take my
East.
bodyguard to the west.
I'll go to the west as well.
Go.
I'll go to the east.
So
I'll
the
go to
two, the two of you who go to the eastern one, you find a giant house like place essentially. A fairly simple one. It's 2-room place. Your immediate feeling is like, whatever's here is going to be relatively Spartan. It was for dedicated giant smiths, and that's what they were here for. You are what, about 4 foot tall, each of you.
like
The
3.5.
the table that you walk in on is like 7 foot. Like this thing just towers above your head. As does all of the furniture. The ceilings are like 50 feet high, but this is just like a mundane house. As for the two of you who have headed over to the ruins, you find a ruined building. One person in each group can roll investigation.
I'm going to help out,
I'll roll investigation.
I will give you guidance.
and I will help you out, so you
I've
get
got a
advantage.
-1, so maybe best you roll it.
I
I'll
also
do
have a
it.
-1,
Okay.
I have a +0.
but I can give you guidance.
I have a +0, but I'm not trained in it.
Investigation.
Giving myself guidance, but I don't think I'll need it because that's a 19 and a 4, so 23.
Cool. 7. So the 7, what you get out of it is most of this place is made out of iron.
Jesus.
Fairly rusted, and at places like acid stained from what you imagine is like wind being whipped up off the acid lake.
why you don't build buildings out of iron. Christ.
But you do also find a simple furnace. It looks like even these places, like people would be smithing in their house, kind of thing. Over in the ruin, excellent roll. Nothing of interest. Scraps of iron if you want them. However, what you do notice, getting fairly since you're not too far from the shore, is you suddenly look to your right and you see that the lake seems to suddenly have like mist on top of it. And you immediately look at that mist and go, that mist has eyes, I swear. And then it coalesces into a humanoid-like form and screams at you with acid wind. And I need you to roll initiative. Your investigation roll means you weren't surprised, but it is now initiative. Everyone can roll initiative because the shouts will probably draw your attention anyway.
I'll be back in just a second.
And I need to roll as 3 acid apparitions appear to fuck your day up.
Come on then. Fucking on here.
That is a terrible roll, a better roll, and a great roll. 25 to 20.
20.
Okay. Uh, 20 to 15. Great rolls, guys. Great rolls. 15 to 10.
15.
10.
13. Oh, no, Hugh. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Hugh?
0.
It's a good thing you rolled that high investigation roll.
Our fighter has a -1 to dex.
No, cleric.
He is a cleric. Unfortunately for you, one of them is going before literally anyone else, does get the jump on you. You're, I say, not surprised by any means, but it did surprise you.
So, there's unlimited creatures. Unlimited creatures.
Oh no! And it is going to rush towards you and just start spinning in a violent circle as it will use its whirlwind ability. And I need you to make a strength saving throw, please.
What goes? 18.
18. That is enough. You take... that was near max damage, so it's a good thing you succeeded. You take 21 halved to 10 points of bludgeoning damage as this thing tries to like buffet you into things, but you manage to stand still and hold it back. Next up, Andrew. You are a fair distance away, but I think it's fair to shout that the cursing dwarf does raise your attention nonetheless.
I'll sort of make my way outside and look over in the vague direction.
Yeah. It's in that direction. Do you want to do anything else?
Can I see them?
You can't. I'll tell you what, roll a perception check.
Can I take my passive perception?
No.
Fair.
But it's 20.
It's 13.
You don't know what it is, but you can see movement from in the ruins.
Oh. They're in trouble. This is going bad. That's what I'll do. I can't get there.
Do you want to start running?
Yeah.
Go. You move 25 feet.
I thought I'd already moved to get out the house.
Yeah. You're just outside the house, and you start heading over. Then another one appears, also going after you. No, I will roll. Hugh, odds or evens?
Odds, but I am shouting.
Yeah, it does come for you. And this one is going to just swing towards you and just start slamming you with, like, waves of acid. Nat 1 and a nat 2. You dice are suspended. We're going to the proper dice. As you are now, like, either sided by these things. Yeah. Stephen, you're up.
Good, I can swing in every direction.
Can I also exit the house?
Yep.
And are they within 120 feet? And can I see them?
5,
10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90.
I'd say it's how much is your movement speed? 35.
Yeah.
So you would be
can't get very far.
Here 10, 20, 30. 10, 20,
I'm like right
30,
on the edge,
40,
aren't I?
50, 60, 70, 80, 90. I'd say no, it's not within 100 feet.
Okay. I will dash then to get further.
You're now like you can now more clearly see what's happening through like the edges of this ruin, and you can see like these swirling clouds of acid trying to pummel this cleric to death. Bryn, you're up. You're much closer.
I draw my greatsword.
Shing.
How far away are they?
With your movement of 30, I don't think you would have gone that far away from your charge. I think you can get to them.
Cool. I am going to charge them.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't get to use charger.
No?
Oh no! Yeah, because it only works on a bonus action if I use the dash,
you
which
have
is
to
fine.
dash, yeah.
But I'm going to try and.
You can take the dash.
Yeah, but I can have 3 attacks or 1 attack. So I'm just going to clobber into the one and put myself directly behind.
So what I will say currently, one of them is around the cleric, trying to spin him around in the top, and the other one is like standing next to it, punching into the cloud.
Okay, I'm attacking the one that's not surrounding him because my sword will hit him, and that kind of defeats the whole thing of a bodyguard.
Go for it.
So I'm going to guess I don't get flanking.
No.
So first attack is a dirty 20.
Yes. Dirty 20 will hit.
Oh. So that is 12 points of damage.
Nice. You've got a magical weapon, haven't you?
Yes. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Second attack.
Oh, hold on. Sorry. Add another 3 points of damage to that.
Will do. Done.
Because I get to add my strength and con modifiers.
Sick. I will say, Hugh, you are aware that he is using a weapon of the enemy. This is a giant rune greatsword.
Second attack
Fucking fine.
is an 18.
Still. Words.
For the same amount of 15 points of damage.
Nice.
Third attack is a 23 for 17 points of damage.
Just running in, you just see this thing, you just start carving, and it's like it's carving. You are carving through a cloud, but like with every pass, this greatsword just kind of flashes slightly, and you feel something like carved away, and acid burn completely away. Any bonus actions?
That's it. Just while I did that, how easy did it feel to hit them?
I mean, you hit with all your attacks.
Cool.
That's the information you have.
That's fine.
Following Bryn, Cal's turn, coming out of this bank of cloud, a third one swims around and comes up behind you, Cal, and is going to make 2 attacks at you with advantage because it is flanking you. The first one is a 23 to hit, avoiding a nat 1 due to advantage.
Yeah, hits.
And the second one is the same again. So that's 48 plus 10 acid damage. 19 plus 10, 29 points of acid damage to you.
Okay.
And that ends that one's turn. Hugh, you are up.
Woo! Nice. I guess I will use technical spells to cast Spiritual Weapon. To attack the one that is already being
Brutalized.
attacked.
Yep.
And I will. So we'll do that first. That is a 19 to hit.
Hits.
Cool. That is max damage for 13 points of. 12 points of
Force.
damage.
Nice. This thing is bloodied by all definitions.
Yeah. I'm going to head of my willpower, just ignite, and I will feel it through once, as it waves the hiss as it goes through, as I attack the same one, using my dwarven thrower.
Yeah, go for it.
420.
Unfortunately, this isn't a giant, so you don't
I
get
know,
the
I
extra
don't get
damage.
the extra 2d8, but I do get, so that is max damage on the regular damage, which is 16 for 20 points of bludgeoning damage, and then 2d8 of fire damage, because I am the Fury of the Forge.
Yeah.
Which is an 8 and a 4 for 12, 24 points of fire damage.
So this spiritual, what does your spiritual weapon look like?
Uh,
So this other hammer appears to just
it looks like.
cleave straight through the mist that you'd been attacking, Cal, before suddenly, as it like begins to coalesce back together from taking that hit, just a small, essentially Mjolnir goes as this acid cloud ignites and collapses in on itself and is gone.
Yeah, and then
That ends your turn?
that's it.
Cool. It is now the first one's turn again. It's going to see whether it gets its whirlwind back. It does not, so it is just going to slam you twice.
Come on.
For a 21 and a 17.
Not it.
Forge Cleric's Man. Andrew, you're up.
Alright, so if I keep moving sort of down towards the edge, can I see the swirling winds and all this nonsense?
I think so, with your passive perception, and like, there's enough commotion going on to know what you're looking towards at this point.
Okay. I'm going to reach into my pocket and take out a little ball of light and throw it in the air as I take one of the stars off my robe of stars and cast Magic Missile at 5th level at it.
Sure.
Nice.
Which one? The one that's currently surrounding the cleric? Which you probably can't actually see the cleric through the cloudy mist,
Yeah.
so...
Yeah, go for that one.
Yeah. So roll 8d4. No. Yeah, 8d4 plus 8.
8, yeah.
Right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go that twice.
It's an insane item.
That's better.
Stephen, you're on deck.
30 points of force damage.
Just motes of starlight appearing in this. You're essentially on Venus right now. And then suddenly just, you see starlight appearing.
That's quite beautiful, actually. Quite moving.
Anything else, Andrew?
Let me just check. No, I'll save anything else.
Andrew, Stephen, you're up.
That cape is awesome. If I'm close enough, I will cast Guiding Bolt.
Stephen, classic guiding bolt.
Yeah.
At which one? The one that you can see Cal fighting, or the one that may have someone else in it? You don't know.
I'll see the one that Cal's fighting.
Go for it. Well, it's the one that was fighting Cal more than anything, but yeah.
Yeah.
11 radiant damage.
Did it hit?
Hang on. Yeah. Rolled backwards. 16 to hit.
It hits. 11 points of radiant damage. And now this thing is glowing, waiting for you, Cal. As this formerly cloudy thing. There's a lot of starlight going on right now.
I will also be moving closer.
Yeah, you continue shifting forwards.
Yeah.
Cal, you're up.
Guess what I'm hitting?
Shiny one. Your first attack has advantage.
Yep. I'm also going to use Great Weapon
Great Master.
Mastery.
Yep, so subtract 5 and add 10 to the damage.
So that is a 15.
That just hits.
Cool. So that is a total 6, 12, 20, 30 points of damage. And that wasn't critted.
Go for it. Second attack. Not at advantage.
No, but I'm still doing the -5.
Okay.
Which will probably miss because it ends up as an 11.
That misses, I'm afraid. This one, like you end up going for the same place and it hasn't fully like reformed back into that spot, so you end up hitting nothing.
Last one again for a 16.
It tries to like spray acid in your eyes to blind you, but you just like you hide it with like one arm as you're bringing the blade round and chop into it.
This one isn't as good. It's 22.
22. It's not looking good. It's
Easily 22.
drifting apart. Is that your turn?
Yep.
Cool. It is now its turn. Yeah, it's going to try and whirlwind the two of you because it's a large creature. So can the two of you
so
make
small.
strength saves, please?
Just to confirm, this does not count as an attack, right?
It's not an attack. No.
16 total.
That is a success.
30.
Fair enough. You each take
Natural 20.
5 points of bludgeoning damage as like just bits of like the earth that like batter you in the face, and you like, but you dig your heels in and aren't moved around. Hugh.
I will throw my dwarven thrower at the one that Cal is attacking.
Yep.
My trusty bodyguard. That is a 22 to hit.
That hits.
I completely forgot that you add a d8 on top of any damage if you're throwing it anyway. It's not just 2d8 if it's.
Yeah, you killed the thing. Died anyway.
Yeah. So that is a grand total of 17 points of regular damage.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, 16 points of fire damage. Good on a roll.
It is barely hanging on.
Cool. I will send the special weapon to attack it as well.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, that's a natural 19.
I don't think you can't not kill it.
Yeah, 8 damage.
So this just sudden like slam comes through it, and just essentially just in one blow just turns it into proper mist, and just droplets of acid fall onto the ground.
I didn't realise I would call the spiritual weapon. Like, not that one.
At which point, the one that is engulfing you whacks you in the face twice.
I'm going to use my reaction to attack it.
Okay, go for it.
Because I've got
That
Sentinel,
is
bitch.
a nat 20 and a nat 19.
I mean, what? 19 total?
27 is the lowest.
Fine. I'll take it.
You do it to me all the time, shut up. 12, 19, 21 plus 10. 31 points of acid damage.
Oh, it's nothing.
Cool.
And Bryn?
That is a 17 with the -5.
Does Great Weapon Master have to be on your turn? Or is
All
when
it
you make an
says
attack?
is before you make a melee attack,
Okay, cool.
because it basically says on your turn when you score a critical hit
Yep.
with a melee weapon.
Yep,
reduce
cool.
it to
That
0.
hits. Roll that damage and add that 10.
But then there's a full stop. So 6 plus.
Oh, it did get it. It did get its whirlwind back. It's gonna die before then, but
6 plus 8, so that is 14 plus 10. 24.
24. Ooh. This thing is beginning to question its life choices, but then again, it's also an elemental, so it doesn't really have that much rational thought.
Make any choices.
Andrew, you're up.
I thought you were about to say, so it doesn't really have much of a life.
That too.
Okay. So how far
It's just
away
angry
am
acid.
I now? I've moved about
You've moved about
75 feet overall from the beginning.
Yeah, you're under 100 feet away now.
Okay. I can work with that. I see this guiding bolt go past me and go, oh yeah. And I will fire a guiding bolt using my star map.
Fair enough. By the way, I am giving it half cover because you're shooting through the ruins, but it's only plus 2 AC.
I don't want you to.
And it doesn't have a super high AC. It's really dexterous, that's all its AC is.
Okay, does it somehow manage to avoid a 22?
No! Wait, it's got the shield spell.
You little bastard. What was it? D6s.
Stephen, you're on deck if this thing is still alive.
Ten points of radiant damage.
It is still up, but it is now once again glowing with starlight. As this bolt of radiant energy kind of pours through it. It then keeps going. Like it hits target and the beam kind of keeps going before disapparating. But the thing is now alight. Stephen?
Guiding bolt with advantage, I assume?
Yes.
Sweet. Save me from a nat 1, so 23 to hit.
No, it's just a chain of guiding bolts.
For another 12 radiant damage.
Leave me alone, stop it. Just... And like you're expecting the starlight to fade and it just stays. Bryn, this thing is a light and it's not even really an elemental at this point. It's like a small cloud.
Well, guess who's going to try and see if I can really make it stay that much better?
Go on.
That is a dirty 20 total with the -5.
Carry on. How much damage can you do?
I can do 28.
Double what it had left. How do you want to end this? Finish
I blow
him.
on it. I take my sword through it, and as it spits, I just go, "Oh, fuck off!"
Just there's a moment, Thrain, where you're inside this cloud that goes alight and then goes alight again, and then suddenly a great sword comes through straight past your face, and you're like, yeah, and then, woof. And there's just a dwarf with a great sword in front of you.
You almost clobbered. Thank you very much. So shout out to the lady. Congrats. No, didn't think so. Right. Are you even finding anything in these hats? Food dripping down my face.
I will say the inference that you've got is that some, like, the ruins you were in definitely weren't going to have anything. The house that the other two of you are in, it's possible that the other full structures might contain something, but this one was just didn't have anything in. It appeared it hadn't been lived in for a while.
Yeah, cool. Well, let's figure out a way across this lake then, I suppose.
There are other buildings to explore if you wish. That's up to you. Yeah, you're currently you're standing in the ruins just to the east of the bridge. What's left of the bridge, west. Sorry, what's left of the bridge.
I reckon we go. Okay, get across there.
Across the bridge.
I mean,
Oh, what's left of it?
rather, yeah, we should, but do we want to go have a look at that last building and then head over?
I was just thinking, the distance to go from, I mean, obviously the bridge we're currently at has got all the other standing pillars and everything. I don't see how those will be particularly helpful, honestly. Whereas the building along the side, that's basically the same distance from the up there, that little jetty. And we could go and explore that other building. And if not, we've walked 100 feet.
I suppose we could always have that one turn into a giant bird and carry us.
We may have short legs, but 100 feet is not far.
I mean, yeah.
Just to be clear, which building are you looking at?
The one counterclockwise from where we currently are, the larger one with the little jetty.
The one that's actually, the one that doesn't look to be a ruin.
4 o'clock-ish.
Yeah.
And I suppose we can cast a glimpse in the door of the one that is a ruin as we're going past it.
Yeah. Like, since you're fairly close to the lake, you can see like this. It's not where it was potentially like once like snow melt or something like that. This water is now like violently turquoise. Like, it's very clearly something you don't want to be just swimming through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I can like give us a lift over if we need, you know. So like, don't worry too much about that. It might take a bit of time because there's a few of us this time.
I mean, you've already used 2 of those today, haven't you?
I've used like a spell to do it, but like I've got one more of those in me, and I mean I could just call on the powers of nature in there, but I'd rather save that if I can.
We'll see.
I've got a bit more of that. There's ways, you know.
Yeah.
Cool. So you head along the shoreline, keeping a distance from because like it burns to smell too close to the lake. So you stay a distance from the shore. You briefly look into the ruin as you pass by it. It is little more than a ruin. It's not that interesting. Hugh messing with the record by moving his camera around.
I just changed my name from John to Hawkins.
Yeah. But you head towards this other building. And like it's a massive, again, iron dwelling. That from distance you can kind of see is divided into a couple of chambers. If it's anything like the one you looked in previously, it's probably like 1 bed chamber and then 1 workshop. But in this one, compared to the one that you were in previously, this one does appear to like there appears to be like a fire glow coming from inside. The southmost, so the one that you're approaching of the 2 sections of the room. Yeah. That's what you know right now.
Sneaky beaky like. How long does would it have been long enough that the hour of pass without a trace would have gone up?
No, but he would need to make a concentration save check for the fall down the scree slope.
That's true.
Which was like 20 odd damage.
Yeah.
So what's the DC on that? It's like
I'm gonna call it a DC 12.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine. I got 16.
Pass without trace is still up.
How long has this journey taken to walk over?
Not long.
Cool.
Maybe a minute tops.
I will guidance myself because I'm very not stealthy.
I'll throw a guidance on who else is not particularly stealthy.
All of us.
You can't because guidance is.
That's a good point. I can't do that. I will not do that.
Cool. Can you all roll stealth?
Oh wait,
for
no.
me
In
then,
that
please?
case, we have lost it because I used guidance for the perception check when the investigation check.
Well,
everyone make stealth checks.
I mean, I've got the spells. I could do it again.
If you want to.
Yeah, I'll do it again.
Cool. Pass that trace is up.
Trace.
18 total.
Cool.
I haven't got advantage. I've just got the +10 out of it.
Yes.
Okay, I'll re-roll. Okay.
How are you re-rolling? Gives you a re-roll.
No, I rolled with advantage because like that's what it is. It's not here.
Fair.
22.
30.
And Cal?
26.
26. Jesus Christ. You all begin to sneak up. The magics of your druid dulling all of the sound from the plate that everyone is wearing. And you get up and you can look so I would say you can look in the window. The problem is the window is about 6 feet up. And none of you can actually look in. So you're like, there's a window ledge and a window.
I put my hands out ready to lift someone.
Dwarf pyramid, here we go.
Who's being lifted?
I am pretty perceptive, I'll do it.
Cool. Make me a perception check, please.
I'm probably the lightest of us.
Yeah.
Make me a perception check, yep.
That is a... I don't know why I'm looking, because it was a 1, so technically it's an 11.
It's... You get up onto the window and you're trying to peer through. The problem is this window appears to have been covered up in like black soot from whatever has been happening inside, and it's like trying to peer through like a coal town's window. You catch like bits where like there's what looks like firelight coming out, but that's the most that you're able to discern.
I think there's a fire.
With one of his knees in my cheek.
I think I can see a fire.
Oh.
That or they're particularly into interpretive dance.
Let's have a look then.
Should we peek around the door then?
So the door is shut currently. You planning on opening it? Again, it's a giant iron door that's the handle. You can jump and reach the handle if you want.
Yeah.
Go.
I take a running leap because I get an extra 5 feet of height.
And you pull the handle down and it just swings inwards with you hanging onto it. And it opens up into a workshop, as like previously noticed. And there's a simple furnace that appears to be giving off a decent amount of light to on one side. And heaped near it is a bunch of metal, like pieces of rusted armor, like scraps of what you assume is like walls from the ruined buildings, like ripped off and like thrown there. Variety of like just oversized trinkets, just random knickknacks, clearly made of metal. All of them sized and shaped for giants. The other thing you notice is the 2 hulking figures that turn around to the sound of the iron door opening, of these giant, like, lava and, like, cool the rock hulks of, like, giant elemental-like things, which turn around after stoking the furnace and, like, Abracadabra! Do you speak giant?
Nope.
Do I?
No.
Hang on.
You have no idea what they've just said, but I need you all to roll initiative. I'm just going to put them on a shared initiative. 25 to 20. Nothing? 20 to 15.
19.
13.
19 from Stephen.
Oh, never mind.
15.
Bryn, what were you?
Oh, I was 13. Sorry,
Sorry.
I misheard you.
Yeah. I'm also
15.
13.
Andrew. Then it's the Hulks. And then it's Andrew and then Hugh.
Only meant for you, that'd be.
You wrote me twice.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Bryn.
Yeah.
Yes, your actual brother.
I mean, I know he doesn't want to be my brother sometimes, but this
No, I
is
just want to kill your character. I don't want it to have any initiative.
not this character is the one you want to try and kill. let's be
I
fair.
never wanted to kill
It's
Thringy. I wanted to make you suffer.
proxy.
Anyway, starting off, Stephen, you hear like this guttural shout of. It sounds like air passing through bubbling lava. And there's just this large light coming from the inside of where this door's opened. You can see it, and it's a fairly large door, and there's just these 2 giant cinder hulks inside. What do you want to do?
How far away are they?
I just love the idea that you can't just that.
This wasn't the plan.
Whoops. How far away are they? Only about from you. Yeah, about 30 feet.
Okay.
That's the in the spells room.
Yeah,
I'm
they're in
gonna
the
smash.
southern room. I'm in smash
Smash! I will run up and hit them with my +3 Warhammer.
with your rhythm stick. Go for it.
For 24 to hit.
Yeah. I will say now, giants in general don't have good armor class, so like it's going to be very rare that you miss.
For 12 bludgeoning and 7 radiant damage.
We're resistant to neither of those, so 19.
Swing again. Second attack. 28 to hit.
Yep.
13 regular damage, bludgeoning, and 3 more radiant damage.
So another 16. Oof. You carve like chunks out of this thing's like thigh muscles. This isn't a fully sized giant. This seems more like a large elemental. But you're just like carving cooled rock off its thighs, and it begins to like immediately like seal up as it's exposed to the air. Andrew.
I look to the other one.
Mm-hmm.
And bring out my star map again, which is sort of just like a circular plate with like little drills in it. And go. And cast Guiding Bolt.
Nice.
22.
Hits.
That's a bit more like it. 15 points of radiant damage.
15 points of radiant damage. Nice. And like part of this thing is now glowing outside, like illuminated on the outside. As you
And then
like,
I will
crawl
duck
through.
back around the wall.
Fair enough. It is now
I
the
did my thing.
Cinderhulk's turn. The one that is currently not engaging, or being engaged by Stephen, your character, is going to literally rip open part of its chest, like pull off the rock, and a gout of like cinder and lava is just going to pour forth out towards the doorway, which will hit you, Stephen, and you, Cal. I think the other two of you are outside of the door at this point, so aren't hit by this. And I need you both to make dexterity saving throws.
21.
21.
16.
16. You do both succeed, so you each take 15 points of fire damage. And like you manage to like quickly like pull up some like cloth to cover your eyes as like stinging cinders and ash try to like blind you. The other one that you did chop off part of its thigh is just going to bring both of its fists, just go and try and smash your tiny form into the floor, Stephen.
Oh. As expected.
As expected. What's your armor class?
22.
22. One hit.
What did it hit with?
23. Rolled a 15.
I will use my glorious defense to give myself a bonus 2 AC. And if it missed the attack misses, I can make a weapon attack against it as a reaction.
Okay, so it brings its fist down, and you like sidestep the first one. It brings down the second one, and you just throw. Do you have a shield?
Yeah.
Yeah, you throw up your shield and just take this giant fist, and then bring your hammer around and smash into its wrist.
Or 16 to hit.
That is enough to hit it.
Cool. So that's another 16 Warhammer damage. Max damage.
Oh, my wrist.
That ends their turn. Bryn, you are hanging from a door handle.
I'm going to kick myself off and try and arc and hit the one that's been guided and bolted.
Yep. That's the one that just tried to ignite you in cinders and ash.
Yep.
Go for it.
So, come on. With the -5, that is a 14.
That misses, I'm afraid. This one, as he's coming in, it like grabs your blade as it swings in. It's like dead on, but it like grabs it, and then you have to like pull it out. A gout of lava comes with it as you swing in for your second attack.
This one definitely hits for a 17 on the die.
Sick.
Which I'm very sad about. But there we go.
Yeah, not a crit.
Nope. 4. 22 points of damage. No, sorry, 26 points of damage.
Woo.
Third attack
Yep.
is a 17 total
To hit. Yep.
for 10, 20, and 28 points of damage.
Ooh, mama. Cool. Yeah, huge shout. This thing is like starting to like leak lava and like clouds of cinder and smoke are filling off it. Yeah, that's your turn, Hugh.
There's a glass of fiery light as a cast healing words.
That's healing word, cool.
Pain is. There's not many people here.
I think you can hit everyone with mass healing word. I think it's 5.
Yeah.
6 creatures of your choice, so yeah, you can heal them by.
Yeah, all of you regain 8 hit points.
Was that 8?
Yeah.
8, yeah. One of them, the one that is like leaking, like lava in it.
Yeah, go for it.
Fuck me. Yeah, that's for 16.
Sick.
Now this is a giant. I imagine
It's not technically a giant, it is technically an elemental.
Oh, you fucker. So it's still immune to fire, I imagine.
Yes, it's immune to fire.
That'll be a good old 19 damage.
You just throw, like, at the point that your bodyguard has, like, cleaved part of it out, and the hammer goes just straight in, doesn't come out the other side, and then you pull it back out from its chest. You essentially, like, hit it in what would be its heart and pull it out. And the thing just begins to, like, crumple apart. But as it does, like, this cloud of cinders and ash just begins to fill the space. Like, to the point of you now can't see the two of them who were there. And yeah, we'll deal with that when certain people's turns comes around. Is that end your turn?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Stephen, at the start of your turn, please make a Constitution saving throw.
16.
16 just succeeds. You take 4 points of fire damage. As like you're breathing in hot ash and smoke from where this creature burned, and you are, for all intents and purposes, blind right now. You're in a heavily obscured area.
Okay. Do I know the creature's still in front of me, isn't it?
Yes, but you will
can
be
I
at
know that?
disadvantage to attack it.
I don't think I can do anything to combat that. So I will just swing my hammer
Go for it.
in a blind rage. 28 to hit.
Fuck me. Yeah.
20 and a 17 I rolled.
Nice.
For 12 bludgeoning damage and 7 radiant. Second attack. Again at disadvantage. This time it's only 13 to hit.
That one misses very. So the first one slashes, and you go to hit at the same spot, but it's clearly moved its leg from being hit by that pain. And yeah. Do you want to stay where you are or move?
I will move back because I'm blind.
Cool. It's going to make an attack at disadvantage against you.
Cool.
That is a 14.
Cool. Bounces off my armor.
Cool. Andrew.
Right, so a big sort of cloud of...
Yeah, and it's obscuring your view of the other creature in there at the minute.
Okay. I am going to... Would this cloud technically count as flames?
No, it's essentially just like smoke and ash. But incredibly hot smoke and ash.
So let's see. Yes, okay. I will ready a thorn whip for in case
You can see it.
the other one comes into view.
Yeah, cool. That ends your turn. It is now the other one's, which is just going to step towards where the doorway, essentially. It's going to stay in the cloud. And it is just going to... You're just going to hear this... as it opens its jaw and unleashes another gout of this cone. Which I think will go for all of you because you were all able to attack and do it. So I need dexterity. Yes, dexterity saves from everyone, please.
11.
14.
30, 20.
That's a 16.
Okay,
Right,
so
12.
16 or higher
Yep.
takes 17 fire damage.
I have shield master, which if I make the save and I'm wielding my shield, I take nothing.
You take nothing. Do you have to see the effect coming to be able to do that, like Barbarian? Or
Don't believe so. No.
cool, that's fine. Those of you who were less than 16 take 34 points of fire damage and are blinded as hot ash just stings your eyes.
So I took 15, you said,
Yeah,
yeah?
I just use my reaction.
17. Because you succeeded. Yeah. That ends that one's turn. Bryn, Cal, you're up.
I'm going to hit with my sword.
It is still heavily obscured, so you will be at disadvantage because it's in the cloud of smoke, but you have 3 attacks and it's got fairly low armor class for you, so.
Cool. I'm not going to do the -5.
Yeah, go for it.
So the first one is a 20 to hit
That hits.
for 6 plus 14 points of damage.
Ooh, second attack.
Is a 13.
That misses, I'm afraid.
And last one is a nat 1.
Ooh. So you get the first one in, and the second one, like you hit, like but it's just like clang, clang as you hit hardened rock. Hugh.
So winding up my hammer with where I saw the gout of flame hanging out, so increase. And I'm
Roll.
gonna make
Roll
an
with
attack
disadvantage? Yep.
18 on the first one. 18 on the second one.
Sick. It has 3 hit points. How do you want to end it?
I like to think that as it's like it let out this like gout of flame and smoke, and it's like taking a big breath in to do it again, and it's just like straight through the back of his head and just.
Yeah.
I think it hits on me.
Just out of the ash and cinder, there's suddenly a like this gout of blood, and then a second cloud of ash and cinder appears as the thing detonates.
Stop doing it, you're idiots.
Yeah, so the 2 of you who would have been in that radius when it exploded, I do need you to make constitution saves as you run out of it again.
Who was that?
Constitution save.
That's you, Stephen, and Bryn.
30, 20.
Cool. You take 6 points of fire damage.
24.
6 points of fire damage as you run back out, and eventually that does dissipate after a minute or so and like settles back down, and you're kind of looking around like this place. You've come across a building that was clearly occupied, so there might be something for you to find in here.
Woo!
Looting.
I'm going to have a look then.
With my -1 investigation. I will have a
Cool.
look.
Yeah, 2 of you can roll an investigation.
I will roll with my -0.
I will help you to give you advantage.
Hold on.
We do still have pass without a trace. I just made a
16.
con save.
That is a 19.
19. Guy who's holding a giant rune sword. Stephen, what did you roll, by the way?
I haven't rolled yet.
Go ahead and roll.
Investigation.
Yeah.
14.
14, cool. The 2 of you who are searching with knowledge of giant stuff, even if you hate it, what you do come across is a stone medallion about the size of a dinner plate that has what you can notice to be a fire rune on it. Good way to think about it. Do you remember the Jackie Chan animated TV show?
Yeah.
Yeah, think of one of them, but dinner plate sized. Stephen, what you find is a large. Well, your first glance at it is you think it's like an arm bangle, and then you realise no, this is a giant's ring, specifically a giant's pinky ring.
Nice.
And then, like, you're looking at it, oh, there's also one over there as well. You have found 2 rings of acid resistance, sized for fire giants, which you can wear as arm cuffs or calf cuffs. For anyone who wants to put on a ring of acid resistance.
Okay.
Or a bangle.
Yes. That does require attunement, which would take an hour and a short rest, if you wanted to attune to them.
We do
We
that.
should probably find some more of these, right?
Is there anything in the?
I mean, should we see what's in like? Should we like see what's in like the next room as well? Just make sure there's nothing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, probably. I forgot this was a 2-room
Try-
house.
Try listening at the door, rather than just thinking like, oh, there's a bunch of fire on the inside of this.
I will say, for the sake of brevity between passives and everything, there doesn't appear to be any other sounds coming from here. The furnace is still fair roaring, and there's some molten metal in there. It's bastardized metal. Not all of it is iron. It is deeply sinful to you. But you also look in the accommodation. The accommodation is accommodation. You find some scraps, a lot of burnt clothing, because these things aren't technically giants. They were like elemental thralls in the form of giants. But no, you found 2 rings of acid resistance and this dinner plate medallion.
Cool. Well, there's 4 of us.
We should find some more.
Like I can fly, so like I don't really need like a.
That's true.
I don't really think
Medallion.
any of us want to go for a dip in acid anyway.
How
No, but maybe
about-
those who are like closer to the action. Well, you're all kind of close to the action, so it's.
I can make one of us acid resistant for a while. I'm also very, very tough. I'm just thinking: how many times can you do your turning into an eagle before you have to sort of turn back into a human and then back into a dwarf? And rest for say an hour or so.
I mean, I could do it like twice, but like I don't particularly want to do it twice.
And then and then you have to sit down and is it like I'm gonna have to go back to sleep, or your mic's gone.
Yeah, but like when I am in that shape, I'm there for like 8 hours or so. Like that's the longest I've gone. Without like not being me again,
I was just thinking.
or not
is
being
if
like
we-
this shape of me.
If we get if you fly us over to the island, we can then hide underneath the bridge, like trolls, and then take our little, just rest, recuperate, have something to eat.
But isn't that
and we
where
go
all
back to
like?
Renie.
Isn't that where all like the misty acid things were?
That's why we're hiding.
Oh, that's clever, I guess. Yeah.
Why not just take a rest before we go over there?
Because that means our friend can only do his little trick of turning into a what's it, or a who dad, or an eagle once, I believe.
True.
We want we don't know what they're going into. We want to be
I mean, for the meantime as
ready
well,
for
like I've got like the extra sneak in magics going, so like it'll be easier for us to get over there right now if I turn
True.
into like
Extra
a
sneaky right now.
bird or something, then like
That's true. I'm just aware. It's like we've got these bands which will make us resistant to acid, not immune. So we'll still feel it. I'm
Just
very
not-
much aware that the giants, they could probably wade across this, and so they're up to the chest, whatever. But look at us. We're gonna have to swim the entire thing, and I can't swim because I'm wearing half my body weight in metal.
yeah, like you two are like wearing a lot of metal. I have metal in my skin. The other ones we're all metally and heavy, so
So
I'll
I'm
just
saying
I'll
is-
fly us over. We'll
Yeah,
be
you fly
sneaky.
us over, we hide under the bridge. We attune to these rings, whatever. In case there's more of these acid things. And then we're going, barring any interruptions.
Sounds good to me.
Cool.
You've convinced me.
Okay.
Let's do it.
So, due to the fact that the three of you are wearing heavy armor, regardless of what you turn into, it will be a 3, one at a time thing. How high are you flying?
It's 100 feet.
I'm just sort of like going like a good 50 feet above the mist, but just like
Yeah, keep it low.
Okay.
down.
Who do you take first?
I will take. Who do I think will be able to hide best once they're there? Probably Thrain.
Okay. I need you just you to roll a stealth check. You pass without trace will still be up.
Yep. As I turn into a giant swan.
Wow!
Oh,
Okay. Here we go. Bird. I know birds. This is a bird.
Incredible.
Right, what is a giant swan's dexterity?
I have no idea.
So that is a 16 plus 3, which is 19 plus 10, 29.
Cool. You stay low within the mist, which it gives you cover and is great. And then you realise it's a bad idea because the mist is also acid and it begins to scar
said I
your
wasn't-
lungs.
I said I wasn't in the mist, I was above the mist.
Yeah, you're still not high enough up.
Okay.
So I need you to make a Constitution saving throw as a swan.
Onk.
How high is this mist?
Fuck!
It's 100 feet up is where the acid starts.
God damn it.
Still hurts you.
That is a 17.
That is enough, so you only take 10 points of acid damage in your swan form.
Still a swan.
And you also roll me a perception check. Well, actually, I'll say you're focusing on staying stealthy. Hugh, roll me a perception check.
19, so yeah, 24.
As you're flying, you can see, like, through the mist, you spot 3 shapes that appear to be patrolling up and down the road on the central island. So you think that, like, yeah, hiding on the island is a smart idea, but you're definitely going to have something else to go through before you even get to the forge. But you hunker down next to the water's edge. Under the bridge. You very quickly realize being remotely close to the acid still hurts. So you are backed up, like, as close to the bridge as possible. So you're not taking the ongoing acid damage. Andrew, second trip. I'm assuming your stealth is for there and back, by the way, rather than rolling continually.
Okay.
Who are you taking this time?
This time I will take the bodyguard.
And how high are you going to fly?
This time I am going to go 110 feet up.
Cool. That will be stealth at disadvantage because you will be fairly visible that high up.
What? Me? A giant swan? Visible? Impossible. 28.
28. More than enough. You managed to
I'm
fly.
graceful.
Yes. You don't draw attention to yourself. For whatever reason, they aren't looking up at the sky on the second one, and you bring the third one down. And then one more for me as well on your third trip as you bring the final dwarf across.
Oh, that's way better. That's a 19 plus 3 takes me to 22. 32.
Was that a disadvantage?
Oh. 32. I got 2 19s.
Sick. Yeah, you just take the same path, and like at that point they do kind of look up and they just see a giant swan, and they're not that fussed. They're
I see a
clearly
giant swan. Think, wait, a giant swan. To look back, the giant swan is gone.
yeah. No.
Must have been my imagination.
So you're all hunkering down. You can take your short rest.
cool.
Who's attuning to what?
I'm going to use second wind before we take the short rest.
Who's attuning to the rings?
I can, as I said, give myself acid resistance. So
I would like
someone
one.
else can take them.
I wouldn't mind.
You should probably take one because you ain't got a lot of hit points.
I put it on my thigh, like a thigh band.
That's fine.
Yeah,
I
put
will say,
mine on my arm.
I will say just for your Andrew, you're muted, but I will say just for your perspective, considering you had as you flew over, especially those of you who took a higher path, you would have seen that there's a wide dirt path that kind of slopes up this small island, connecting to the tall stone structure to the north. and in the middle of the road, with your decent perceptions, you would have seen like this broad-shouldered giant, dusty skin, flame red hair, wearing jagged armor and holding a mace, a scepter, some kind of heavy implement in another hand.
And while we're here, I'm going to give the potion of fire giant strength to the bodyguard because I think that'll be most beneficial to them.
Look, I'm just saying, with all of the references to the bodyguard, there better be a scene where you carry him out and Whitney Houston plays.
It's because I don't remember Bryn's character name.
Really, really simple.
I'm
Cal.
fairly certain it's
Cal.
Ken. That's where my brain keeps going.
It's good enough.
This Ken does bodyguard.
But what would you like to? Your short rest. I will say they're gonna roll an investigation at disadvantage. They don't see you.
Small.
It's fine. Just because you were fairly well hidden, you were smart about it. But just in case during that hour they came across you.
Bryn, what's Cal's strength anyway?
20.
Steven, what's Torgrim's?
It is 16.
We want to
Your
get the
strength.
most value out of that thing. Mine's +2.
Yeah.
Are you going to be in combat though?
I'll be throwing my hammer a lot.
I mean, if I gave it to Cal though, then with the additional +1, it just means their Great Weapon Master is more likely to hit on a meta note.
Yeah.
It's not also +1; it's an extra +2 because it gives him a strength of 25.
+2, yeah. So that takes it down to a -3 as opposed to -5 on to hit.
Yeah. You know. just throwing it out.
You last
I mean,
for 1 hour.
Does Torgrim even use strength for his main attack modifier?
Do I?
As in, what weapons have you got?
He
Got a
uses
warhammer.
so he's using strength.
Yeah. He's using strength at least.
So is Bryn. Sorry, Cal.
I think give it to Bryn, and it'll push him way above that 20.
Cool. Yeah.
We'll assume you drink that at the end of the long rest because
Yeah, just before. we
with
start
what you're
kicking
doing,
off.
it's an hour. That's fine.
Yeah.
How are you approaching the patrol on the road? Bear in mind, this island, while fairly wide considering what it is, it's fairly barren as well. Like, your odds of getting past this stuff are fairly small because they are on a serious patrol route.
Are there any scraps of metal, sheets of metal or anything that just lying about that we can sort of take as mobile cover?
Here, no. Your immediate assessment is that the island's been picked clean at this point. There is a bunch of random rock lying around, but no metal.
We could try and pick a route, since we got a fairly good look. We could hop across the road to that rock right on the left, then to the big rock, then try and go to the other rocks up there. Just try and sneak around them.
We could, but if we sneak around, they're just going to come in behind us when we get to the forge. They're close enough that they'll hear anything, or
I suppose we just fucking ambush them then. Take them by surprise.
go in guns blazing, as it were.
You said there's
Swords
3 of them.
swinging, hammers swinging.
What's a gun? What's a gun, man?
Those
Actually,
gnomes
no,
get
I
up
did
to
meet
weird
some
shit.
I did meet some people who used guns. They were these giant hippo people on spaceships.
Fucking Gif.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, Jeff. No, wait.
What's Cal's weapon?
Great sword.
Great sword. We've got 2 hammers, a sword, and Andrew, forget your character
And a
name.
door and a turret.
And a star chart.
I got a knife.
Okay.
God,
I also have a longbow, weirdly, which is actually taller than me.
Yep.
So,
You
are
have
we
to wait
going
sideways.
ambush or full charge? And if you're
Oh,
doing
yes,
ambush, how are
yes.
you organising an ambush?
Ambush the
Gonna
first
try
one.
and dig myself into the gravel, the loose asphalt, and just like sit there like a fucking turret.
Cool.
Is there somewhere where I can get above their eye line?
You could try and climb the big rock that's
Yeah.
like 50 odd feet from the path.
Cool. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
Cool. In that case, can everyone roll stealth checks for the ambush?
Do I need to roll to climb up it first?
Yeah, roll me that. Just don't biff it. You're fairly decent.
I assume it's athletics, yeah.
Yeah, it'll be athletics to climb.
Cool. That's a 32.
Yeah, you're fine. But yeah, stealth checks to everyone.
31, sorry. And stealth.
15.
We don't have pass without a trace anymore.
No.
That was a 15 from Andrew.
Before you go, Cal, I'll touch you on the shoulder and cast Holy Weapon.
Actually, I could have guided.
I assume you
myself.
touch his
Oh,
sword rather than his shoulder, because at that point, otherwise, his shoulder is the holy weapon. He's just like bodying people.
What's that holy weapon?
What are we rolling?
It's an extra 2d6 radiant damage. Or 2d8 radiant damage.
28.
We're
Yeah.
rolling
Stealth. To see how good you set up your ambush to see whether they don't notice you. We have a 15 so far.
3.
I got a 16. No,
I
sorry,
also
17.
got a 16.
I hate to say it, guys. Passive perception of 18.
Uh-huh.
So you all kind of hunker down. All it means
all
is
of
you're
us
not going
clanking in
to
various ways.
clanking, and there's just like
Um,
this entity that you see walking towards, which you see now up much closer. She is wearing like the jagged armor is made of lava rock, just like hard cooled, and the mace or whatever it appears to be like a scepter, like a hot brand of some kind. And it's like you like hunker down. You seem to get your timing of their patrol slightly wrong, and like you're making too much noise as you're clanking down. She just like turns around.
really bright.
Yeah, there's a big like exclamation mark goes on above her head. And this weird like cone of like firelight turns around and captures you. And she just none shall pass. And then you see coming out from behind them 2 serpentine creatures of living flame, as they also have 2 salamanders with them. And I would like everyone to once again roll initiative.
No guns this time because I'm concentrating.
Salamanders. With 14 and her. Ooh, with a nasty roll. -1. 25 to 20.
24.
Oh,
Sick. What did you get, Andrew?
16. Oh wait, sorry, brain.
20 to 15.
16.
16. Okay. The giant does go before you. Rolled an 18 -1. Who's got the high dex out of the 2 of you?
Oh, definitely.
You do. What?
Wait, yeah, I've
What's
got a
your
+1.
dex?
I've got a
Plus
+1.
one.
It's me.
I'm
I'm not used to winning that with a +1.
Andrew. Stephen, what did you get?
6.
Salamanders are going before you. And Stephen. Bryn, you are up first. You realise that your ambush hasn't paid off. You are standing on top of a rock. What do you want to do? Your great
far
sword
away?
is currently alight with holy power.
How far away are they?
Holy fucking.
They are on the path, so from you, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60-ish feet.
Okay. Can I take a run and leap off where I am?
You're not going to end up in melee range without dashing.
That's fine.
Cool.
I don't mind. So I'll run the 60 feet, gain the extra 5 feet from the run and jump.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
And then with my bonus action, attack.
Go for it.
Because I've got Charger.
Go for it.
Yes, my son.
So that is an 18 on the die.
That'll hit.
That'll crit.
What?
Okay.
So that is, hold on, 4d6 and 4d8.
Yeah, go for it.
So 7. Oh, I get to hold on. Sorry, 8. Reroll to do snake eyes. Can we reroll that once? So 8, 12. And then 12, 26. Reroll the 1. 26 plus 4, 33 plus 8. I didn't say I was minus in the 5, so I'm not going to add on
shoot.
10.
Okay, fair.
If you want to assume I'm always doing it unless I say
No,
differently,
Nah,
but I
it's
felt
easier if you
like...
say. Yeah.
Exactly. So plus 8, so 39 points of damage.
So plus 10 damage from charger as well.
No, it's not.
So 49.
49 points of damage.
Jeez.
Is that plus 10 from Great Ox?
He
No,
didn't do
because
great
I
weapon.
didn't do the minus 5. I didn't say I was going to.
I will say you do then take.
Oh no, it's only plus 5, so not plus 10
That's it.
for charger.
You do
Or
take.
I can move them 10 foot, but I'm not going to.
Yeah, you do take 6 points of falling damage from that arc where you then like land at their feet.
Cool, so
but
I
you
only
land
take
on your
3.
feet.
I have heavy armor master.
Sure. Did you include your increased strength on all that damage?
No, add another 2.
Thank you. Cool. That ends Bryn's turn. It is now that giant's turn, who is going to see this tiny dwarf having lunged at them, and actually, while you're in mid-air, is going to try and essentially bat you, batter style. With what's your armor class?
19.
That is a dirty 20 to hit.
How close did we all get quickly?
You're all, I'm going to say, around 60 odd feet away.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah, that's a dirty 20 to hit on the first attack.
Yeah.
You take 19 bludgeoning damage.
So 16.
And 5 fire damage. And
Yep.
As you're whacked by this thing, a brand appears like on your arm, which means you currently are shedding dim light for 5 feet. And then...
Oh.
Go on.
Could you add 2 points of damage, because for some reason I wasn't attuned to my greatsword, so it wasn't actually adding in the magical damage. Like, why?
Done.
Thank you.
And then it will repeat that same thing. Like, it battered you into the floor, and then it's just going to bring down the same scepter on to try and smash your head in. That is a 19. I rolled a 9 and an 8.
That is my...
That is 15 bludgeoning. And shit damage and 3 fire. That ends its turn. Andrew, you're up. Hugh on deck.
Okay, so
We're still running Theory of the Mind.
how close is Cal to like its feet? Is like Cal within like Cal's melee range of it?
Yeah. I'd say it essentially battered him into the floor. It's all flavour. It did baseball swinging, but for flavour.
I shot my sword in the ground after I took the hit to avoid sliding back.
Right, that slightly changes my plan.
It is technically a huge creature, though. So it does fill a 15-foot cube space.
Okay. Yep, no, that spoils that plan. Let's go with something else. Let's do... the little salamandery...
They're like skittering around and like they're advancing towards those of you who weren't coming from the rock.
Okay. I'm going to lift my hand up to the sky and grin and say, you want to see real burning? And
Flame
cast
strike?
Cool lightning.
Oh, cool lightning! Go for it. That's dex saves.
Dex saves.
Is it an area of effect or just one? Because they're not next to each other.
It's anything within 5 feet of the area.
Salamanders are large creatures, so it would just be one, but that's fine.
That's
Dex
fine.
save.
I'll take one of them.
That's a 6.
Fail.
Do they not have a good dex?
+2, and I rolled a 4.
Huh.
$19 points of lightning damage.
Ooh, mama. Yeah, it's still up and gonna be slithering towards you next turn. Anything else you want to do?
Bonus action, I will assume my starry form.
Hugh, you're up.
Just like a light glows on the arm, just trails up and up and up and up and up. Hang on, I'm still going.
Sorry.
To take the form of the archer. With my bonus action with that hand that's just called down the lightning, I'll just sort of...
Pew! Go for it.
That is a 23.
It's roll that damage.
Another 15 points of radiant damage.
Ooh. Nasty. Cleric.
Cool. In mind, I would like to have been as close to the road as possible, as my range is not massive.
That's fair.
With my full movement, within 20 feet of the giant, given it.
I'd say no. I'd say you'd be able to get within 20 feet of the salamanders because they're like they've advanced ahead of it.
I'll take the risk. I'm going to my dwarven thrower at the giant because it'll be a waste not to.
Fair enough.
That is an 18 total.
Exactly its armor class.
Yeah.
There's a moment where you realise that you're throwing at like solid plate armor, but you just like hit with enough conviction that you get a dent in the thing.
Giant wanting to shippish. So that is completely immune to fire damage, I assume.
Yes.
Yeah. 11, 19 plus another 4 for 23 points of bludgeoning damage. And then I will use a 4th level spell slot to create a spiritual
weapon.
Which is not a disadvantage.
Nope.
And yeah, like, that's what hits on the chest, the pit, or like the pit behind their head. 19.
It hits.
There's another 3d8.
Nasty.
4 plus 4. That's about 17 points of force damage. And the dwarven thrower appears back in my hand.
Yeah. No! She bellows out, and the salamanders skitter forwards. One comes for the druid, one comes for the cleric.
I will attack.
You are nowhere close.
Do they not move past me?
They can move functionally around you.
Yeah, but will they move out of... Will they avoid my melee range?
Yes. Your range is only 5 feet.
I know, but I didn't know whether they just run past.
No, they are still intelligent beings. At you, Andrew, comes in with its spear with a 26 to hit.
That's again. I'm going to. Nah, I'm alright. I'll take it.
Cool. You take 15 piercing damage and 3 fire damage.
Okay, that all gets half because in my starry form I am resistant to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing. And with my molten bronze armor, I am resistant to fire.
Sick. And then the tail attack comes in with a 21.
For that one, I will use my gift of the metallic dragon, protective wings.
So
it's just like this platinum wing comes down, and I just feel like a, hey, that's my bro, man.
It like jams you with the spear, holding you there for a second, and brings its tail around to whack you, and then there's just platinum wings deflected off. And then the other one is coming for you, Hugh. It runs in with its spear with a 21.
Nope.
And whacks in with its tail for less. That ends the Salamander's turn. Stephen. Bring on deck.
While I'm running up towards these salamanders, I'm going to attempt to cast banishment on the one fighting Andrew.
Ooh, that's genius.
Yeah.
That's
So 15
brilliant.
DC
That's
charisma
what I was doing,
save,
mate.
please.
So DC 15, you're saying?
Yep.
It needs a 14 or higher to succeed. That is an 11 on the die. This
Sweet.
elemental
Fuck yeah.
just
Back you go.
And even coming back, presumably.
assuming he maintains concentration. He has to maintain concentration for a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, just the salamander disappears. It stabbed you, whacked you with the tail, and by the time the platinum wing had gone, the salamander itself was gone.
Disappeared. Nice. I will be moving up closer to the other one, but that's my
Yeah.
turn.
I'd say you can probably get within about 10 feet of it. So you're there. Bryn. Cal is at the foot of a giant trying to beat him into the floor.
Yeah, basically, I'm just going to see if I can take it out at its ankle.
Yeah. Very jacked.
With 3 attacks, all of which I'm dropping the 5.
Go for it.
Considering that I now have plus 12.
+7 to hit.
So that is a 14 on the die.
21,
so
that'll
plus
hit.
7, 21. For a total of...
11 or higher.
Reroll the 1s and 2s.
Should literally hit 50% of the time.
For 20 plus 10, 30 points of damage.
Sick.
Second attack.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, 40 points of damage. Plus
Oh,
10
yeah.
From the Great Weapon. An 11 on the die. So 18.
Just hits.
This is going to sound really weird. I have... So I've got Holy Weapon.
Yeah.
Do I get to reroll the 1s and 2s on the damage
no,
die?
No, you reroll only the weapon damage die for rerolling 1s and 2s.
Because all it just says is you can re-roll a 1 or a 2 on the damage dice with melee weapons wielded with 2 hands.
Yes,
With
but the
melee
damage die of the melee weapon.
Okay, that's fine. So that is 6, 12, 22, 42.
Technically count.
Yeah.
Third attack
Third attack.
for 1.
Ah. the last one, she for your impudence just grabs you and not crushes you, but pins your arms in to try to swing the third one in, and she snarls down at you. You will pay for this. Is that end your turn?
That's all I am going to do for now.
Cool. She is going to advance, not out of your melee, but essentially, so you were there, she's just going to shift forward like that. So you essentially go from being next to her to being behind her.
Okay.
Such that she is also closer to everyone else. Because she is pissed off. She is going to, first of all, spin round and whack you with her scepter once.
Yeah.
That is an 18 on the die for a 29.
My eyes.
18 bludgeoning damage. I keep forgetting to add the +7.
Yeah.
And 4 fire damage because I haven't rolled above 4 on d8s for a while.
Okay.
And then frustration at losing one of her pets is going to shoot a bolt of Imix at the paladin.
What?
A bolt of
So
Imix.
I am then going to
I
use
didn't see
Sentinel
that.
to attack her.
Does Sentinel specify a weapon attack?
All it says is makes an attack against a target other than you. It doesn't specify weapon attack.
Is a bottle of Imix an attack?
That doesn't sound right.
Or is it just a
Sentinel.
spell?
No, you know what? That's legit. That's fair. Go for it.
Again, I'm going to drop the 5.
That's fair. That is a 22 to hit you, Stephen.
That is my AC, so I will use my glorious defense again for the second time.
Sick.
I rolled
It
a
is not-
15 on the die.
Go for it.
Not in my range, so I can't attack it, sadly, but I will block the attack.
It only would have been 3d10 fire damage and have to make a wisdom save to not be frightened.
I can't be
48
frightened.
points of damage.
How much, sorry?
38 points of damage.
38.
But I'd rather not lose concentration
Does she have a
immediately.
leg at that point?
That's fundamentally what she was trying to do. She was trying to make you lose concentration. That ends the giant's turn. Andrew, you don't have a salamander trying to stab you. Can't hear.
Okay, so I am going to, now that I look around, the salamander has gone, and I'm fairly sure it's gone.
Yep.
I know there's another one nearby, but that doesn't interest me at the moment. I'm going to pull down the lightning and slam it in the big one's face.
The giant? Yeah.
Yep.
What's your DC?
18.
That's an 8.
Would have had to roll a 19 or 20.
Yeah. Rolled a 9. Giants aren't good at dex.
Probably
19
kill.
points of lightning damage.
She is pissed off, and you're starting to see like her like weakening from like 100 wounds and scars.
Sweet, bonus action, Archer.
Go for it.
That is 17.
Misses, I'm afraid.
Oh.
It just clangs straight off the armor. And she like turns around to snarl at you and prepares like a fireball in her hand to chuck at you.
I just start like moving like at like a slight angle so that I'm closer towards the party.
Yep. All of you are within like 10 feet of her at this point because it's all got very condensed very quickly, and she's like fairly big. Hugh, there's a salamander trying to stab you in the face.
I don't give a shit. Dawn throw straight at its head.
Go for it.
The giant's head. That is a 15 plus. 3d8 for 19 points of bludgeoning damage.
How do you want to do this?
I'm gonna just hit like in the side of the head, but like it knocks her like helmet off, knocks it like to the ground, and then just like my good old bodyguard Cal, who basically just like standing there, like bleeds ray, just
Delivers the head to be cut off.
Yeah, you like bring her low, and then Cal's just waiting there just to, and you feel that sickening as you cleave through giant cartilage and bone, and then you look and you see that the armor just begins to bulge and crack as the heat contained within this giant can suddenly escape, and the armor explodes into shards of shrapnel. And I need all of you to make a dexterity save, please.
this is all comes down to the roll.
12, 18.
16 minus 1 plus 3.
26 points of piercing damage. Andrew,
13 plus 2 is 15.
26 points of piercing damage.
Half
Bryn,
to 13.
18.
30, 20.
13 points of piercing damage. Stephen,
19.
Take off 10.
13 points of piercing damage.
18.
13.
Nothing, in fact.
What's the con save for 13 points of damage?
DC 10.
Just DC 10.
No, 11.
Oh yeah.
No, 10.
Natural
It's half
20.
the damage.
Okay.
Natural 20.
Cool lightning.
Banishment stays up.
Yeah.
Cool lightning stays up. That at the end of your turn, Hugh?
My spiritual weapon then just like behind the salamander. I just like looking at it, looking behind it. It's like
Go for it.
just either a 21 to hit.
Yep, that hits.
The House of Flying Hammers. 8, 13, 16 plus 4 for 20 points of force damage.
It like whips around, stares you in the face, and jams towards you with its spear for a 25 to hit.
That's gonna hit.
Hang on, it's close enough to me. It's close enough to me. I'm to use my reaction for my cosmic omen of woe.
So it's a minus a d8,
Minus d6.
minus d6.
Come on. Come
4.
So that brings it down to a 21.
on.
The tail attack then comes in. And it rolls the same thing on the die for 25. But this is less damage. It is 12 bludgeoning and 7 fire, and you are grappled and restrained. Stephen.
I'm actually going to back up, I think. Am I within range of this salamander?
Yeah, you can get to it.
Am I in combat range with it already?
No, you're fine.
Okay, I will just back away from it so I don't break my concentration.
Yep.
And cast Guiding Bolt at it.
Go for it.
First level.
I think my con save for holy weapon.
Or an 11 to hit.
Misses, I'm afraid.
Fair enough.
Bryn, there's a salamander left alive.
Charge.
No, there isn't.
Ain't gonna be in a second. Roll all of your attacks to hit first, then we'll do damage in one bucket load.
17 damage. 17
Hits.
in total. All right, plus 7, so 16 in
Hits.
total.
You need an 8 or higher.
The last one doesn't hit; it's a 7, so it's
It's
14 in total.
Yeah. So two hit with, what is it? 2d6 plus 2d8.
There is a minimum of, if I roll.
Just roll the damage.
one-
Just roll the damage.
Yeah.
It's 46 plus 48 plus
13,
20
fine.
plus 14 plus
My God.
calm
Hold on.
plus.
Hold on.
Did you charge off as well?
No, because I have to dash.
Yeah.
They specify it. It's quite annoying. Okay, 14 from the first roll, of the dice. Then
Yep.
we'll add that stuff.
14.
Plus 12, another 14.
So we're on 28. Plus
Okay.
Great Weapon Master twice, so it gets you to 48.
Yeah, plus my plus 10 from the weapon twice.
So plus another 20, so 68.
Yep.
Is that including your giant buffed strength?
It is.
It is. Is that everything? Is that including the Constitution modifier that you get from the weapon?
Yes, because it's got plus 7 from the strength and then plus 3. It makes it a nice round 10 for
Okay.
me.
I don't know why I was asking. How do you want to kill it?
I just run through it.
No! There's suddenly, again, for the second time today, a great sword ends dangerously close to your face. You.
My helmet visor down.
For the sake of brevity, the other one stays banished because
Yeah.
there's nothing to drop that. And you can now hear the quintessential clang, clang, clang of people working in the forge, and you rush towards it. And we will jump over to Albert Rodeo as you all come diving on to the screen. And we will keep you in that initiative order. I will just roll.
I just wanted to do one thing before we entered this.
Yeah, you have time to do like a couple, like a thing or two on your way in if you want to do any preps.
I switch into Chalice,
Yeah.
and then I will cast a level 6 heal.
Sick.
70 hit points worth of health.
Is that to everyone?
No, it's divided as I choose, I believe.
Okay.
Oh no, it's choose a creature I can see within
Yeah, it's a
range,
single
so-
creature for heal.
It's a single creature. I don't need anything. So
Yeah, you haven't been hit.
I was like,
Can
Uh,
heal
the one
myself.
who has been hit is Cal.
Yeah, Cal's been whacked about.
Cool,
Yeah.
because I am under half health.
And then with
my
my
map.
and then with the chalice,
Kevin, I'll be back in a second.
Yeah.
that allows me to give 2d8 plus 5 to either me or somebody
Yeah.
else. How you doing, Turgrim?
I'm perfectly fine.
Alright, then I'll
Some
give that to
health.
myself.
So yeah.
I'm giving that to me then, because
Cool.
Yeah.
I want my health.
As you come into the Starforge, what you see is archways that go to the south, east, and west wall, venting scorching heat from this high-ceilinged chamber. Coming from a giant blazing furnace in the north wall. An enormous anvil, 30 feet wide, 10 feet tall, dominates the center of this chamber. And kneeling atop the anvil is a begoggled, middle-aged man hammering away at pieces of metal. They have a glowing shackle around one ankle, which is then attached to a long chain wrapped around the anvil's base. Looming in the chamber's corner is a partially constructed war machine of stone and steel shaped like a giant warrior. And a heavily armoured giant with iron-grey skin and brassy hair hammers a piece of red-hot metal at the anvil. Like the human, she wears dark-tinted goggles to protect her eyes from the blinding light of the furnace. It is broad daylight in here, blinding light. And we will jump into combat by throwing some creatures on the board as a giant. A human is on top of the anvil. Choose which, whether you would have come in from the left-hand or right-hand doorway on the bottom, each of you.
Left.
Left for the cleric?
Right.
Yeah.
Where's my cleric symbol?
Is there anything to have stopped me from running in through this door?
You would be a little delayed. You would be like at the bottom round running around, but that's
I'll
the
take
only
that.
thing. Yeah, cool. You should be able to all grab something for yourselves. Sorry, where were you, Hugh? Left or right?
I left.
Left. There is our cleric.
There you go.
No.
Stephen?
No!
Right.
Cool. Andrew with our druid. Coming around here. And the fighter will join in a second.
Can I have cast Shield of Faith
You can indeed.
on the way over?
Holy weapon lasts for an hour, so I'll keep that
Yeah,
up.
that stays up. Cool.
I'll drop call lightning.
Um,
There is a roof on this, isn't there?
Yes. About 100 feet
Yeah, I'll
tall.
drop call lightning.
It's 100 feet tall, so...
Yeah, but you got to bring the cloud in.
Yeah, no.
We start with the Forge Giant, who did roll a 16, which just beat Andrew's AC of 15. And is just going to, from where she is, pick up 2 lumps of metal, melt them in her hands, and launch them, one at the cleric and one at the paladin that she can see. That is a 26 to hit the cleric, and a 24 to hit the paladin.
That meets my AC.
So you take 23 points of bludgeoning damage. I'm just using average on this. Each, and 19 fire damage, and need you to make strength saving throws.
23 bludgeoning,
3...
Yeah.
19 fire, and strengthening throw.
179. Got 1,179.
11 strength save.
You get... both of you get knocked prone as these boulders smash into you. Andrew, and then as she sees you coming in, she like punches against like this breastplate that she's wearing, and just clouds of smoke and cinder billow around her, giving her half cover. Andrew, you're up.
Okay, I am going to...
Each of these squares
my
is 5 feet.
movement. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And around her, like from the floor, I'm going to cast a 7th level Wall of Thorns.
Okay.
So just basically whip a circular wall around her, which is 20 foot high, 5 foot thick, 20 foot wide. So there is like a little room behind her, basically. But and the wall blocks line of sight, but I think she is taller than the wall. So
What's the radius of it?
20 foot.
20 foot diameter.
Yeah, it's only 10 feet high.
Yeah.
There you go.
When it's done as a circular wall, it's 20 foot high.
When the wall appears, each creature within its area, which is not technically within its area, is technically perfectly around her.
Like basically putting 20 foot that she's in the front part of it, and there is a small gap behind her of that 5 foot gap.
Like that.
Other way around from me.
Okay, like that.
Yeah.
Cool. Makes a dex save. Fails. We'll use a legendary resistance.
Takes half damage.
You, with your passive perception, can see that around her neck there is similar to what you found earlier, like this fire rune medallion around her neck that looks made of stone and potentially breakable.
Okay, 33 points of piercing halved.
Yep, so 16.
And then as a bonus action, I will switch to Archer and shoot her with Archer.
Go for it.
And I'm going to make a cold shot.
You aiming for the rune thing?
I'm aiming for the rune medallion.
Go for it. Still got half cover, but...
that is a 24.
That hits.
Sweet. 2d8. Not that great. 11 points of radiant damage.
Cool. You see it take a blast, and then a short while afterwards, you see like the heat forge it back together.
Just got like a thing around her neck. Break it.
That ends your turn, Hugh.
Well, I'm like, hold myself up. I'm going to give you 10 feet of movement. I'll come forward, which puts her perfectly within 20 feet of me. And I'll look down at my hammer and think, this is what you were made for.
Dwarven steel. Yeah, of course. I can't even celebrate it when you do it, because you do it too often. It's not rare when you do it.
Oh my fucking Christ. That's 887.
She is immune to any fire damage.
I know, yeah. And yeah, for some reason, well, Force Cleric is exactly 5 damage on Radiant for, obvious reasons.
Because Light Cleric exists.
16 plus 23 for 46 plus another. That was 50 points of bludgeoning damage. Fucking skull.
You see that she almost bodies it and then just turns around you and going, "You'll die next."
I throw a 8th level spiritual weapon behind her head.
Go for it.
I'm not really dead. That's amazing. So,
Go for it.
so that is 7d8 blood force damage.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good mix. 15, 21, 23, plus another 2. For another 12, 35. That is 39 points of force damage to the back of her skull.
Yeah, got it.
And yeah, Gordon throw it back to my hand.
Yep, that ends your turn. Pretty sick turn. Steven, you're up. Oh, Bryn, choose a left hand or right hand door.
Left.
Makes sense. You would have followed the cleric.
I
Steven, carry on.
can't get close enough, can I?
Not for melee. Again, each square is 5 feet, so you can measure it yourself.
15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Can I get close? Actually, can I move myself? I can. Can I go there?
Yep.
And smash the chains on
Sure.
that are
just for sake.
around this guy's ankle?
Switch to that. You can certainly try. I just need to check one thing briefly. Good to know. Karen.
What does that mean?
I saw something appear and it didn't look good.
So when you come to look at it,
Yep.
you look at it and you realise that this thing is an adamantine chain and will take a hell of a beating, but it also does have a lock on it that could potentially be picked. It's up to you what you try to do.
Ugh. Is the lock adamantine as well?
Yes.
Fuck. I'm not gonna be good with a lockpick. I don't even think I have a lockpick.
Anybody's good at a lockpick.
That's you. What you want to try?
Yeah,
and do?
I'll just smash the chain
Go for it. Swing
somewhere
that
in the midpoint.
hammer. Bring it on deck.
25 to hit.
25 does hit an adamantine object.
Yeah, I wonder. 15 bludgeoning. Does any radiant damage do anything?
Yeah, it would. We don't
Extra
be
one.
immune to poison and psychic. An extra 1. You see it like dents slightly. It's going to take a lot to work through, but you can keep going.
Yeah, go for it. I will hit it again. 14.
14 does not.
10. It does hit. 10 bludgeoning damage.
14 doesn't hit.
and-
You need it. Adamantine has an AC of 23.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. This thing is secure, but you do make a dent, and he like looks at you, and just goes, "Kill her first. Get me out of here later." That ends your turn, Bryn.
I am going to just confirm, holy weapon or not.
Holy weapon is still up. The other thing to confirm is she is currently in a wall of thorns, and if you run up to her, you will have to deal with it.
I'm just going to run through them.
Okay, make a dex save, please.
Hold on, let me just check. I'm assuming that circle is the thorns.
She,
yeah?
it's a little out of place because it's like fully through her, and it's a little bit too far left. To hit
Okay,
her, you
cool.
have to be in the thorns.
Cool,
Yeah.
fine. Dex save, yeah?
Yeah, dex save. What's your DC, Andrew? 19. He's on
18.
mute, but it was a 19.
I take damage.
Okay, you take 7d8 piercing damage.
D6.
D8.
No, it's 8d. It's where is it?
Sorry, 7d8 slashing damage.
Actually, it's 8d8 acid damage.
Oh, you upcast it,
came
didn't you?
out of yeah.
It is, yeah.
Roll low.
I'm gonna use the thing because that's too many dice for me to roll and remember.
Fair enough.
25.
Can't blame you.
And is it slashing
Disappointing.
damage?
Yes, so you
Oh,
just subtract it from
22.
It's piercing damage.
Yeah, same difference.
3 1s and a 2 from that roll.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to attack her.
Go for it.
Cool. So, all of these attacks were with -5.
Yep.
First one is a 15.
That'll hit. Sorry, 15 total on the die.
15 on the die.
That'll hit.
So, +7.
Yep, that'll hit. She does have
so
half
that's-
cover currently, but that will still hit.
If I'm in the thorns, though, does she
Still gives her
get
half cover. Yeah. But as I say, still hit.
She's got a small cloud around her.
10, 18, 38 points of damage.
Yep.
Second attack is a 16 on the die
That'll hit.
for 10, 15, 35 points of damage.
Yep.
16 on the die again for the third attack
Mm-hmm.
for 10, 20, 40 points of damage.
Cool.
Then action surge.
Mm-hmm.
This attack misses.
Okay.
16 on the die
That'll hit.
for 18, 38 points of damage.
Nice.
Last attack
Yep.
is an 18 on the die.
Go for it.
And because I've read this,
Mm-hmm.
I am going to activate the charge on the blood runic
Yep.
on my sword, which means it is a crit,
Mm-hmm.
and I can put any number of unspent hit dice into this.
You can indeed. How many
So I
did you
can
spend on a
add-
short rest?
None.
Brave, considering how much damage you took. Okay.
Yes, but I gained enough back that on the short rest I didn't take that much.
Okay.
This one I took. So I'm going to roll 16d10 on the dice roller.
Okay. I'm going to tell you now, I'm not letting this kill her. because it's boring. It'll put
That's
us
fine.
dangerously close. Because big
Um,
boss fight, 1 round is boring.
I'll agree. I just wanted to see if I could make this happen, if I'm honest.
All I'm realizing is that item is broken. Whoever designed it needs to be fired.
It should be you can add as many as your proficiency bonus, I think.
Yeah, it's fairly easy to fix. It's broken.
yeah.
It's just red.
Here's a question. Do all of those dice get doubled?
They technically would. Like, there's no reason why they wouldn't be.
I'm going to roll 32 dice and see what happens to this dice roller.
I've rolled a lot more than 32. It handles it.
I know.
Is this
That's
from the
just-
new book?
Yes.
This is the new book. I'm checking it out in the book to see whether it's just badly written.
That's a hefty chunk.
And that's not even all of the dice yet.
No, yeah, that's just your ability.
So, plus, so 16, 21.
So hang on, that was 32 d10?
Yep. Plus.
Okay, here's the thing. You can't trigger it after you crit. It's not a smite.
Yes, you can.
When you target a creature with an
Roll
attack.
everything. You can choose to invoke the rune after rolling the d20.
That's badly written, because the opening sentence is when you target. It genuinely conflicts itself. Yeah, fair enough.
I agree with you when I read the start of it.
It
but then
genuinely
says
conflicts itself.
It does.
Hey, wizards, get copy editors.
Still
21,
gonna happen.
29.
Yeah, I'm still letting it happen. I'm
Plus-
just saying that this is badly written.
It is.
Yeah.
So there's
29.
AI art in here. Wizards, come at me. Send the Pinkertons. I don't care. AI art and badly written.
21. 8.
Rush job.
29.
Yeah.
31. 51. Added on to the 197.
250.
Okay, so what we've learned is there's a new way to do the most amount of damage in the game.
Yeah.
I
And
will point out, this is
One
even worse if
item.
the barbarian has it, because then it's d12s.
Yeah.
throw in the brutal crits as well. Give it some paladin levels to smite on top. Anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to let you have the killing blow at the end of this round.
But
So everyone can do something cool and we can do a narrated, everyone nukes the shit out of it. But it is going to get to do a bunch of shit on its turn first.
oh, that's my turn.
Cool. And the first thing it's going to do is magma wave the fuck out of the two of you. And I need both of you to make dex saves.
Nothing less.
9.
6.
Both fail.
Yeah.
10, 17, 27 points of fire damage. And you are both encased in lava. You will break out of that on your turn to do whatever the fuck you want. And then it is also going to forge hammer. It's going to take the damage, pulling out. It's going to essentially have melted the thorn wall through that. It is going to fly, because it can fly over the top of you, Bryn. To stand in the center of the two of you, above the two of you, and then just rain down with their giant forge hammer on the two of you.
Which means I get to attack it as a reaction.
It's going to hit you a couple of times first, because you're the one that's essentially made it bleed to death right now. Plus 13 to hit. 25?
That might hit.
And a second attack is a 22.
Both hit.
Cool. So you take 48 bludgeoning damage.
4d8 or 48?
48. I'm not
Is
rolling.
that two separate attacks?
Yeah, two separate attacks. 24, 24. So
So
21,
take
21, 42.
42.
And emits a burst of heat in a 30-foot radius sphere centered on you. All metal objects in the area, including your armors, glow red hot, And any creature in physical contact with a heated object at the start of its turn must make a DC 19 Constitution saving throw or take 3d6 fire. You have heat metal cast on you with no
That
save.
includes the anvil.
Yes, that does include the anvil, and the guy is now desperate for you to get him off the anvil. It then also makes attack on the cleric, because it doesn't like you either, for a nat 20.
Ah, well.
And I attack it back.
Yeah, fair enough. Just keep total of the damage you did, and we'll figure out how much damage you did in the round. So Hugh, 24 bludgeoning damage. Actually, let me roll 10d6.
Hold on. Roll your concentration.
What, me?
Yeah, to see if I still have holy weapon.
Oh, yes. Well, I need to figure out how much damage he's doing first. Because I rolled for the last one and succeeded.
14.
Rolled for the magma.
32. 37 plus 7. 44 bludgeoning damage.
Oh.
So DC 22 Constitution saving throw.
Possible. Just.
I fucking do this one.
Nice.
So holy weapon comes in the back. And then we're just going to go into narration mode where you can all do a round of things to tear this giant apart.
It takes 40 points of damage from that reaction.
Cool. We'll give you the final blow. The three of you, how do you set this up?
Okay, well, I mean, I had a spell that I wanted to test anyway, so
Do it.
I am going to, seeing that everything is going interestingly, and that they seem to have a lot of magic weapons going on about them.
Yep.
I'm going to basically bring my hands together and open up my little sundial as an actual like sort of starry void opens up behind me as the sun, as sort of like a miniature sun bursts through it, and begins to sort of shake and like wobble before a like giant arc bursts out of it as I cast Solar Flare at 8th level.
Hugh, this is a spell that Emiria will be creating in your campaign.
Yeah.
That is.
We are testing to see whether this design is the right design.
9d8. I was going to use this next turn anyway, so.
Yeah, well, I was waiting for the point that Bryn would crit, and when you roll 6 attacks in a turn, like, it's gonna happen.
It's the fact that you can choose to invoke it after the dice roll as
Yeah.
well that is broken.
I am either striking that, I'm never dropping that item in campaign, or at least going, it's capped on the number of dice you could throw in, and you have to designate it beforehand, because, that's it.
What you should do is you should make it like add in the inspiration or something where you make the attack roll before you know whether it's got through or not. You can choose to invoke it.
Yeah, you can still invoke it on a crit at that point, though. It still needs to
51 points of radiant damage.
Mother of fuck. So you just see this whip forth of solar energy, black, like over the top of the two of you by the anvil, crash into and she like stumbles, and brought down to one knee as she's wreathed in continue like solar corona that seems to be like interfering with her like magic weapon. Steve,
Bonus action.
yeah?
Bonus action. I'll shoot with the archer again to try and hit that pendant around her neck, just for the fun of it.
Yeah, go for it. Don't even wrong. I'm gonna say for the sake of like you managed, yeah, and you don't break the rune itself, but you sever the thing that's holding it around her neck, and it goes tumbling off, and the cloud of ash dissipates entirely. Stephen, what do you want to do?
Sweet.
Is she within melee range for me?
You could run up to her. Yeah.
I could run up to her? Okay.
Yeah, I'm saying that solar flare essentially brought her down.
I will hit her with my warhammer.
You sprint up and just
Sprint over and try and beat her.
you shatter kneecaps.
I will pump as much divine smite as I
Yeah,
possibly
how much damage can you do? Let's see how high we can get this between everyone.
Okay. Hang on. 12 and between 2 attacks. Thingy. How do I count divine smite?
It's 2d8 base and then an extra d8 for every level up. So 4 would do
Fourth level
5d8.
is
5d8.
Maximum
Third
of
level?
5d8.
Third level will be 4d8.
so 9d8.
Yep.
I do both of them.
plus your standard d8s from improved divine might, plus the weapon itself.
Hang on.
Bryn, how much was yours? It was like 200 and...
It was 250 from the first one, and then another 40.
Cool, we're on 290, plus 50 odd from Andrew.
Yeah, something like that. 51 Stu, I think.
Cool, carry on, Stephen.
21 bludgeoning and 54 radiant.
6...
So an extra like
We're on
75.
416. By the way, that's just the 6th attack from the fighter. It's not even including the other ones.
I think they combined did something like 120, roughly.
Yeah.
As the paladin comes in and shatters both her kneecaps, she's like brought down. Hugh, what do you want to do to set up your...
As Flame breaks out of the magma that was surrounding him, I was really tempted to just heal myself. I was like, it's almost worried for a second there. Almost. And I was like, do not face in with me. I'm just putting it straight into the back of her head, just caving her nose in with the dwarven thrower. That is going to be it.
Just... this thing, and it you see the front of her face shatter. One eyeball bursts in a gout of lava and hot blood as the nose caves inward, cheekbones shatter.
23 from that attack, and then just your face turns away, gets hit by
the other cheek gets turned by the spiritual weapon.
Yeah, that's how it is. Well, I think I've risked this game. Not where it's out. 8, 16, 22, 20, 30, 29, 31, plus another.
Plus another. Bryn, I hope you've got your narration ready.
41, 46 points, 45 points of force damage.
With 484 points of damage.
By the way,
so just to
please
set
take
this up,
10 points off mine because you have to spend a hit die. You have to, in the ruling of the thing, roll a hit die to add to the attack.
474 damage.
And add 10 to mine because I forgot to add the archer in.
484. So
Right,
she's
so let's set this up then.
she's had
Plus
both of
the
her,
100 odd points of damage I did before the step attack.
both knees
Now
have
we
been
know-
shattered.
Now we know what we've done. Let's set this up. So,
Yeah.
So we start.
So this is how. So you slash in, bringing her cutting she's hovering at this point, and just carving into the backs of her calves at that point, and you then pull up and you grab her and you pull yourself up. At which point there is a lash of solar energy that erupts from the side of the room.
Just lash across the right pectoral and around the right arm to disable that weapon that she's holding.
At which point, the paladin comes sprinting across, wielding a hammer with an now being brought down in range of his warhammer. What do you do, Stephen?
Just beating on whatever I can reach, just swinging
both
it
knees.
wild.
Shins and
springs.
kneecaps get collapsed as she's brought down and sitting on shattered limbs. At which point, the dwarven thrower gets launched towards her face, breaking it apart, pulverizing one eye, and then the head gets whipped around. And she's staring at the dwarf with this greatsword, blazing blood-red light from this rune, just held next to her.
What I did was I used that solar gust that hit her. I used it, drew a hand axe, and used it to flip up around, so I'd fall in from above, and I just bring it down through her left clavicle, all the way through, out the other side, and just bisect her in half diagonally.
There is a fountain of hot blood and fire as her body collapses apart into two pieces and just begins to cinder and burn as your rune-covered blade burns with carmine light, catching the glints of the fire from her corpse and the giant furnace in the background before it dims down to nothing more. You catch your breath from the momentum as a tidal wave of blood sloshes over you. And then you stand, like, lever yourself back up on the great sword. And you look at your friends in the face.
Well, that
That
was
guy's
fun.
gonna burn. That guy's gonna burn, by the way.
You see the moment that fire room got broken apart, the anvil cools back down.
Spit on us. You were 2-bit Smith.
I don't know who the fuck you are.
Your nephew sent us.
Oh!
Lucky he ran into us.
I get the feeling he promised you something for this.
He said maybe you'd look at giving us, at crafting us an item.
What's that in the corner?
That should be destroyed.
I'm sure we can
Unless you
handle
want a weapon of giant terror to rampage the countryside and burn all of our villages and towns.
It's probably not even particularly good. I
Alright.
got a look at it like, see, they could have done that. Like, wormhole, no.
I cast Sunbeam while he's doing this.
And just
Yeah.
as the thing turns to molten slag, we will pull out of this star forge. You free the man and head back down and get your well-earned rewards for killing a giant who had plans that never made it past 6 seconds.
Technically.
But there we go. That is the one shot. Incredible broken characters.
Yeah.
I hope you guys had fun. I certainly did, calculating that damage at the end. Yes, Untold Stories Calderon should be returning next week. We took a little bit of time off to run this one shot and let people do live stuff. But yeah, until next time, we will see you later.